Here we go with another Winter Classic Invitational Student Cluster Competition Studio Update Show 2025 edition. And we're talking to a brand new team to cluster competitions. At least I think so. I don't know anything about these guys. They've come out of nowhere. And it's the University of California, Riverside. How you guys doing today?
Good, thank you.
Yeah,
Doing great.
yeah. Okay. I'm going to go around and have you introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about you. Let's start with you, Vincent.
Hi, I'm Vincent. I forgot what I wrote in the introduction. I
Don't
had
care.
to do that,
Don't
but I'll
freelance
go
it.
over it again.
Freelance it.
Yeah.
Go with it. Yeah.
Like since like a very young age, I've loved playing video games, and as time has gone on, that has like grown to like a sort of interest
An,
in trying to understand
can
how
we
they
say an
work.
obsession?
Maybe an obsession, yes. And how with computers work in general. And so I think in high school, I took like a comp sci course and it was all right. But like what really got me interested in computer science and all that jazz was like trying to understand how the video games worked under the hood that I was playing all the time. And
Because they have to
so
perform.
they have to
Or
perform
the
well.
game doesn't work if they don't perform.
And I
It's not going
think,
to be
yeah,
successful.
a lot
Yeah.
of the sort of interest for me was like it's all right in class because I felt like I was kind of just doing things that other people had already done. What was
Yeah.
really fun to me was trying to do the reverse, was take something that someone already has done and like try to reverse it. A lot of that
Mm,
reverse engineering. And so a lot of the projects, the passion projects I've been working on, sort of like mods for video games and trying to
hmm.
reverse engineer them. And now, as time has gone on, I've been really interested in like trying to analyze like data for these video games and such.
Mm,
And as this data gets larger and larger, I realize that like I can't really just apply the same approaches. I
hmm.
need more interesting hardware. And so that's kind of led to like an interest in high performance computing and parallel computing. And I'm here to hopefully get some more knowledge about all of that.
Cool. Excellent. Good job. Mike, you got to follow that.
Yeah, look, I can't really match that. Mine is not super interesting.
You just wandered into this whole
Yeah,
computer science thing. You
yeah.
got an email and said, "Oh, okay, I'll sign
Yeah,
up."
I was like,
Sure.
"Hey, let me just check this out." So my name is Mike. I'm a third year computer engineering major. My background's not as interesting as Vincent. I've been playing video games for a while, but I got into computer programming around high school when I took a
Yeah.
course. It was a course in Java. That's what kind of when I
Okay.
really fell into love with it. And then when I went into college, it got more interesting. And then I kind of got into
Better languages.
yeah, better
Yeah.
languages. I started learning C++, which I really liked, and
There
then
you go.
more with C++. But I got into high performance computing, just kind of just seeing what other stuff there is to do, because I've just been in the basics of it, just programming for my
Sure.
classes, side projects. So I was like, it's nice to see what else there is in the programming world.
You know that after this exam, your next challenge is going to be with Oak Ridge National Lab, and you'll be running on Frontier. May have heard of that. It used to be the fastest supercomputer in the world. It's now number two.
Okay,
So,
slow.
yeah, yeah, it's old news.
Yeah.
No, that will be pretty cool, I think. I think that's resume worthy, actually. That you'll have hopefully successfully run something and optimized it on Frontier. And you'll actually, the cool thing, you'll be on four different supercomputing architectures. And that is absolutely resume worthy. So cool. Matthew, let's go to you.
Okay, my name is Matthew. I'm a third year computer science major at UCR. My interest in HPC kind of goes back to when I was in high school. My dad bought a
Did you
couple of
guys all go
Jensen.
to the same damn high school or something? You all got
No,
interested in that. Go ahead.
I wish, but my interest started in when I built like a Kubernetes cluster with three Jetson
Really?
Nanos back in the day. So that was like really fun to get my hands on it. So when I started college, I founded the HBC club here.
You got a
And
club?
yeah,
Holy crap! Why were you not in this competition before?
we didn't hear about it. I mean,
Yeah,
when we
yeah.
met at SC, that was like the first I've heard of it.
Okay, okay,
Um,
okay. Yeah, that's right. I remember. Yeah, we met.
mhm.
Um, good. How many people in your HPC club?
It's a small club, 6 or 7 people right now.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You're not the biggest school in the world either. So,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah. Yeah. So, Thomas,
Oh, I'm Thomas, also a third year computer science major. Um, my background, I guess, goes back
high
to
school?
elementary school
Okay,
when I
nice.
started.
Good. You just big dogged them. Elementary school. You guys started picking this stuff in high school. That's great, but it's kind of old to me then. So, elementary school, what were you doing?
I was making games since I enjoyed playing games, the Flash
You
games.
just topped Vincent. You just Yeah, I was making them back then, Vincent. Maybe you played on them when you were in high school, right? That's fine. So what were you were making games. What were you making them in? What language?
Uh, Good old JavaScript and Canvas-based, I guess,
Yeah,
drawing
okay.
stuff. So
Yeah, I just sort of lost
I
some
didn't
respect.
really use any
You just kind of
programming.
slid back down. Okay,
It's
I
okay.
was almost expecting you to say assembler. And
No,
then it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay.
I
But
didn't get
for elementary
into
school,
the
that's really good.
real, I guess, computer science with like compiled languages until high school when for one of our competitions, they were like, okay, your choices for the programming are Python, Java, or C++ plus plus or C.
What'd you go
And
with? Say
I
it.
went
Say
with
it.
Python and C++. plus plus.
Okay.
Python because
Okay.
it was the
See,
closest to JavaScript, but C++ plus plus gave me just free points because it just ran faster.
so are you saying that basically you just use Python as a stepping stone to get to C++ to make it a little
Yeah,
easier? Okay. 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 I like it. Full respect. Props. Yeah.
just ran like 10 times or so faster. I got like a couple more test cases with my inefficient code, so I'd take it.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yes. Now, I've had you guys watching what, 16 hours of videos? How's that going?
Oh, I am still getting through it. I've gotten around, I guess, a quarter of the way through, and
Did
I've
you
just
split
been
them up
listening. Huh?
Yeah,
or did you
yeah.
split them up? Okay.
They've
Yep.
been split
Okay.
up.
Which one are you working on, Thomas? Which one is yours?
Um, I've just finished OpenMP. I'll be moving to OpenMPI
Oh,
one
you're going
in
through.
like I guess 10-ish, 20 minutes when I finish the OpenMP. I've been listening to them on the background like all day.
What do you think? Is it good?
Yeah, it's
You
pretty
like it?
cool.
Yeah. Okay. What have you been working on, Vincent? Which one's yours?
MPI, because that's what I mentioned earlier. And
You know some MPI. You've been down that road a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah. And who's taking the advanced MPI?
Or sorry, that's what I meant is
Oh, advanced.
I was
Okay.
watching that video, yeah.
Okay. And that one's shorter because there's a lot of exercise time, but there's some stuff after that
Mhm.
part too. So you probably want to take a look at that. Just saying. As the guy who wrote the exam, just throwing that out there. How about
Will
you,
do.
Mike? What are you working on?
I've been watching the OpenMP video. I've so far gone through most of it. I find it pretty interesting because he's not
Yeah.
only covering just OpenMP, but kind of just like how computers are progressing overall. It's very
Isn't
interesting.
that cool?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really like that about what he did.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great stuff. So Matthew, that leaves you with what? OpenACC?
Yep, that's correct. That's my job here.
How's that coming?
It's good. I've just gotten started. I have a midterm at 7 today, so I'll be on that after I finish
Just,
knocking
you
that one out of
know,
the park. Yep.
you guys do well in this cluster competition. Just give up the school and go pro, right? You if you guys come up and become champions of this, just go professional. Throw school away. It's not going to do you any good. We'll get you. And actually, if you'd have answered Thomas that you were programming with assembler in elementary school, I would have made some calls and gotten you a job, get you out of this. You're wasting your time if you're doing assembler in elementary school.
I didn't
And
find out
plus,
about it until like high school in the same like competition when they're like, oh, for this section, just decode what the assembly does.
that will give you some performance if you can program in that. And I was really glad to see as a brand new team, although you guys are not brand new to computing, that you got on the scoreboard. You made it happen. And the problem is this competition, this edition of it started too soon. Started 2 weeks too soon. I had to figure out what to do with the MLK thing, and I didn't really realize that so many students wouldn't even be on campus until after that. So that's been a problem for everybody. But you guys got in, you logged on. So yeah, but you guys are pretty well experienced for this. How do you feel about the competition so far? Helpful? Not helpful? Interesting?
So for us, this is like a learning experience for all of
Yeah.
us to get
Oh yeah.
familiar with competitions. So some other members in the club, Thomas included, and I did Indie SEC last year at
Oh, okay,
SE.
okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah,
You mentioned that actually.
at SE, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
that's right.
our application is really close to getting accepted into the in-person one. So that's like where my specialization is. It's not right now. It's like not in like performance and optimizations and
Hmm.
hardware, like solutions architecting, that kind of thing. So
Hmm.
like the hardware and like assembling the cluster is what like really interests me. But this competition for us is like practice and a learning experience to prepare for hopefully getting into the in-person SEC this coming November.
Sure. One of the things you have to do for the in-person SEO is you got to come up with your own hardware.
Yeah, we're being supported. Arista has already committed to supporting us for networking equipment, and Lenovo said that they'd give us some stuff as well, or let us borrow
Excellent.
some stuff.
Yeah, borrow it. I mean, they're not
Mm.
going to just throw a
Yeah.
300 grand cluster at you.
Mm.
Yeah, here, guys, take this home. Good. Enjoy.
Yeah, I
Um,
wish.
yeah, no kidding. Let me know if there's any way I can help out. I do know
Mm.
some people at Lenovo. They're one of our sponsors too this
Yeah,
year.
yeah. Hmm.
So they're good people.
For sure.
Good,
Yep.
good,
Yep. We'll
good.
do. Mm.
Um, let's see what else. And actually, let's go round again. What is it you want to do after school? Vincent, what's on the big board for you?
You're
Take your,
muted.
there you go. You're on mute.
Oh shoot!
There
I
you
like
go.
accidentally right clicks instead of left click on me,
Eh,
but it's tough to say. But I think like after my internship, I've discovered that I really enjoy doing like back end stuff and
yeah.
optimizing small little things
Hmm.
because I like being able to sort of like see that I'm actively making something better. So I really like sort of like performance optimizations that kind of just told me like, we can have you working on whatever, but like essentially they just showed me a bunch of like Jira tickets and the ones I enjoyed working on the most were like we need to make this better and there's no like one good way to do it.
Yeah.
It's like whatever you can identify and that was really interesting to me.
Who
And
you interning
so
with?
I was interning with Amplitude. It's like a cloud analytics company.
Okay.
And yeah, so I know that doesn't really have a specific feel to it. That could be
It's okay.
anywhere, but
It's
as
good.
long
Yeah.
as I'm able to make an impact
Yeah.
somewhere, I think that would be really important to me.
Yeah. No, that's great. Mike, what are you thinking about?
Um, so far that the class I've taken gotten me really interested into embedded systems and
Yeah.
kind of like low level programming. So that's
Okay.
kind of one thing I'm kind of going towards, potentially maybe like something related to hardware engineering, graphics card related, stuff like that. That stuff really interests me.
A lot of accelerators out, more accelerators will be out there and coming. Um, but yeah, that is a very interesting field. Matthew, what are you thinking about?
For me, I want to go into solutions architecting, like
Mm,
specifically for NVIDIA. I already
hmm
do some like solutions architect work. I did some for a CC Star grant that we had at our
hmm
university, which we won. Although whether or not any more like funding's coming in is a different story.
It'll
But
be there.
yeah,
It'll happen. But cool. So
yeah,
you've already gotten your feet wet with it, huh?
a bit, yeah.
How big a system? How big a solution?
It was a half mil Ceph cluster. It'll be like 2.2 petabytes of effective storage. And
Hmm.
I also designed a small GPU cluster for our robotics program for our school. And so we're currently building that up. We've got the hardware here. We're working on like the software deployment to get the cluster all linked up together.
Liquid cooling?
No, our data center isn't there yet. We're looking into options for that though.
Yeah,
We'll see. Yeah,
gonna have to.
yeah, for
It's
sure.
just the heat load's just gonna get to be too much.
Too much. Yep.
How about you, Thomas?
Uh, I'm not quite sure yet, but areas of interest for me would be something with networks or embedded.
Hmm. hmm
Um, I have yet to get an internship, so I'm starting to consider doing graduate school and research.
Dang. Hold off. There's stuff out there.
Hmm.
Um, you do you know or have you reached out to like the NVIDIA InfiniBand guys?
What is
Network stuff?
InfiniBand?
What is InfiniBand? Should I tell you or make you Google it up?
I can Google it after this.
No, I'm kidding. But no, InfiniBand is right now the leading HPC interconnect
Hmm.
for clusters. It's it's typically you see InfiniBand um, kind of jockeying with the HPE Cray stuff, the slingshot for network for um, interconnects. And that's actually someone else to talk to if you're interested in network and stuff is like HPE, because they do the slingshot interconnect and some others. And actually any vendor is going to have some sort of need for some network performance engineering. That's only going to become more acute over time.
Mhm.
So something to look at. Um, excellent. You guys have good plans, and I don't wouldn't give up yet, Thomas. There's stuff out there, um, and particularly since you're sort of specialized, if networking is what you're looking for, or would be interested in, I think there's some stuff out there, but it's a little bit of a corner to find. But there's demand out there. Good. Well, this has been good. I'm impressed by you guys. This is this is good. I don't even need to ask, do you know Linux? Because I'm gonna bet you do, right? Yeah. Um, but it's an impressive effort you're putting forth here. Not the greatest results, but you got on the board. You did okay, and it can only go up from here because you know the the people have done this before, and those teams have a little bit of an advantage on the first thing where it's Linpack and HPCG because they've done it before. In most cases, they seem to do okay, and it's new to you guys, but it's a much more level playing field from here on in. So keep it up. Good stuff. So thank you guys for the time. Really appreciate it. And push hard on that exam tomorrow. And good luck.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.